Hello and welcome to Tag1 Team Talks, the podcast and blog of Tag1 Consulting. Today I'm talking with Tag1's Andrei Mateescu, the maintainer of the Workspaces module. It solves one of the biggest problems and complaints that large organizations have with Drupal. To be a true enterprise content management system, the CMS must have the ability to do site-wide content staging. We're talking about where a privileged user can preview large sets of changes from the end user's perspective before they go live, and then enable you to easily publish these changes at the click of a button. Now, there have been a few attempts in the past to solve this, including the site preview system with Drupal 7, which I led just over a decade ago, and the content preview system. But the only version for modern Drupal is the Workspaces module, and it is by far the best solution ever. I'll give you fair warning that the Workspaces is still listed as an experimental module on Drupal.org, but it is extremely capable, and we run it on production with Fortune 500 clients. And I think that after Andrei's demo today, you're definitely going to want to check it out and start running it on your site as well, because it is really impressive. I'm Michael Myers, the managing director at Tag1. Tag1 and our team are very active contributors to open source communities, and almost all of our clients come to us because of our innovative contributions to projects like Drupal. We build large-scale applications with Drupal, as well as many other technologies for leading organizations in every sector, including Google, ITV, Stanford University, and Sumitomo, just to name a few. If you need help with your large-scale application, please email us at info@tag1.com. I'm really excited to have Andrei on the show today, and not just because of Workspaces. He is a longtime prolific contributor to Drupal. Over the last 14 years, he's credited with 1,000 contributions to Drupal. I did the math last night, and that's one contribution every 5 days. That could be a bug fix, that could be a major feature. He's done that every 5 days for 14 years. It's truly amazing. But he also maintains 50 popular contributed modules, including Entity Queue, Trash, and several commerce modules. And he's the Drupal core maintainer for Entity Field API, Field UI, and transliteration. Andrei, getting to work with you and talk to you today about Workspaces and the amazing things you're doing with Drupal is one of the things that I absolutely love about my job and being at Tag1. I want to thank you for all of the awesome stuff that you've done for Drupal over the years, and thank you for joining me today. Welcome.
Thank you as well. I'm glad to be here.
So before we kick off the demo, could you just tell us, in your own words, I gave a brief overview of Workspaces. Just, tell us a little bit about it and what you're going to cover today.
Sure. So, as you said, most enterprise large sites need the ability to do large sets of changes and go through workflows and all that. And they need to be able to basically stage content altogether in large sets and then publish all of that work together, either at a specific time or whenever the content is ready. Yeah, I think the overview you gave was really good.
Awesome. Yeah, let's jump off with the demo then. I mean, it blows my mind. Drupal is this amazingly capable system, and it really blows my mind that this functionality, which is so, central to what you need in a CMS, it is something that has, never really existed today, and certainly not to the level of what you've achieved with Workspaces. And, I think that this is critical for the platform.
Yes, it is. And also, I don't want to take that much credit. This is all built upon layers and layers of previous work done by many people, including people from Tag1 and a lot of others. So, yeah, standing on the shoulders of giants, so to speak.
Yeah, no, a really great thing to point out. There's a lot of people that have contributed to this. There are amazing co-maintainers of this that, have put in, blood, sweat, and tears to get it to where it is. It's really important that we acknowledge that this is, a big, initiative with a lot of contributors.
Yep, it is. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so what we have here is the demo Umami installation profile, which is included in Drupal core. And I think it's great for showing off the well-built site. And it also includes the core workspaces module, which is the one that gives us this toolbar item. Then the workspace extras contrib module, which enhances the capabilities of the core module a bit. At the moment, for example, it provides all the code needed to get workspaces stable in Drupal core, which hopefully will happen in Drupal 10.3. All the work is already there. There's just a few bits that need to be pushed over the finish line. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it will be stable either in 10.3 or Drupal 11 at most.
Are you saying that this is going to become a core feature of Drupal in 10.3 or 11?
Yes, yeah, it's already a core feature. It's just tagged as experimental at the moment. And this workspaces extra contrib module that I mentioned just improves various aspects of it. And also,
I love how the extra module is what makes it stable for core.
Yeah, it just takes all the work that's already done in the core issue queue and bundles all those patches and merge requests in a single module, so it's easier to have it stable, let's say, without applying patches with Composer and so on. And we also have the trash module, which provides us with the ability to stage content deletions, for example, and to restore content if needed.
So in the upper right-hand corner on the admin toolbar now, you have a workspaces icon, and it says live. Does that mean that we're seeing the live, like obviously I assume that means like production. You can name it anything. That means we're looking at in the workspaces context the live version of the site.
Yes, exactly. And if we click on it, we have a workspace switcher, which is a bit different than the one in Drupal core, but it's similar enough. So here we can see a list of workspaces. We can add a new one. We can view all the workspaces. And yeah, so let's say that we want to switch into a workspace. This one is created by default when you enable the module, but yeah, we can use it for demo purposes. And I guess
I'm not sure there's a use case where you would need 1,000 workspaces, but there's always a use case. Is there any limit to the number of workspaces that you can have?
I haven't tested that limit, but we did test more than 1,000 entities changed in a workspace, and that works.
So you can have a very large number of changes in a given workspace that you can surf through and see,
Yes.
and then publish. That's pretty wild. So this is, I mean, for the people that are watching, this is a really comprehensive system, and because it's baked into Drupal core, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but all of the things that you would do with Drupal, like Layout Builder, they all work, seamlessly with this, and that's that's really amazing, and that's what makes it like the best solution ever. This is a core solution that plugs into Drupal, and yeah. So walk me through it. This is
right. So now that we activated the workspace page in this case, this is we're now seeing something like a site-wide preview of the whole site. So if we make any change in this workspace, we'll be able to see it in the context of the site. And it won't be visible on the live site. That's basically the premise of the module. So let's say that if we want to edit this recipe, I don't know, let's make an update. Let's change the title of the recipe. So as you can see, this change is now visible in the stage workspace. When you view the same content in the live workspace, in the live site, that's not visible. And if we switch back to this one, let's see, we can either edit more content. We can change any fields we need to.
And this makes every other attempt at content staging look so rudimentary. I mean, it's not, I mean, to call it a preview, I mean, that's like the wrong word. Like you're browsing like I don't know, a copy, a virtual version of your site, you know, in its own workspace. And I mean, it looks exactly like the site would and should. Like you have no idea, except for the workspace's icon up the top that now says stage, that you're looking at a virtual copy of your site. You could change anything and everything across, you know, everything. I mean, you could, you know, create a different site in this workspace essentially, and then just publish it.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, there is only one caveat. It's limited to content edits. We don't yet support config edits. So for example, adding new blocks to a page or for example, adding a new view, so a new list of items, that would be a config change. And yeah, that's not supported by the core module. But any content changes, it's a fair game.
I think what you meant to say is it's not supported yet.
Yes, there's some work in progress in the Workspace extras module to support config as well, but still, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not impossible though, so it will be available at some point.
It does so much, you know, like it really is.
Yeah. So I did 2 edits. Now, if we look at our workspace, we can see the list of changes we did in this workspace. Now, let's say that we want to delete this recipe and stop promoting it for some reason. And we can also see that deletion. It's staged content deletion. So for example, if we switch to the live site, which was it? Let me, vegetarian pasta bake. So
Now, I noticed when you deleted that piece of content that it said, you know, delete multiple translations. You want to do the English, the Spanish.
yes.
So Workspaces, because it's part of core, support stuff like translations.
Yes, of course. You can create new translations for a piece of content in a workspace that won't be visible to live site visitors. Trash support. So yeah, trash support for content translation is in progress. There's work already done on it. Just needs a bit more work. But Workspaces itself supports translations out of the box, creating, delete translations, and also creating new content as well. In this example, I just edited a few recipes and deleted one. And yeah, let me quickly go to the live site. So as you can see, this recipe is still visible in live, but not in a workspace.
Wow.
You can restore content. You can restore deleted content. So for example, if we want to say, oh, this was deleted by mistake, we just restore it and it will be right there.
And it restores it back to the workspace it was deleted from.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. I feel like I'm
Or
going to say that a lot today. Wow.
yeah, or another use case could be to delete it in a workspace, publish that workspace, and then restore it in a different workspace, for example. That could also happen.
One of the things that I think is like super like slick and well thought out, like the usability of this, you clicked into a piece of content or you're on the homepage in the workspace for stage, and then you just, clicked in the toolbar and you said, show me live, and it shows you the live version of that exact page, right? It's like
Yes.
a seamless transition to flip back and forth between your different versions of the site. You can click on the stage thing and say, hey, show me a list of all of the changes, edits, deletions, for that. You click easily go into them. Like the ability to manage and see your edits and changes and preview them, whether you just want to surf through the site like naturally and organically, or just, strategically go in and check out the very specific things you've done. Like it's just so easy.
Yep, it is pretty seamless. um, so, okay, let's say that we really want to delete this one. And after we're done with the changes, maybe, I don't know, maybe we should do some menu changes as well. Let's see, let's change the label of this one, recipes. So when you are done with all the content changes that you want to do in a workspace, then you can just publish all of the set of your changes together. And there's a confirmation page which lists everything that was changed in that workspace. And at a click of a button, all those updates are now published to the live site. We have these two changes, that recipe was deleted, and that's it. And let's say that we want to create a new workspace. And I mentioned earlier that you can restore content in a workspace. So let's do that now. We are in a different workspace. We restored this recipe. When we visit the live site, we can't see it. But when we get to publish this workspace, it will be there.
Wow.
And yeah, you can draft multiple changes in multiple workspaces at the same time. So let's say that we can create multiple workspaces and edit content in each of them. So right now we're in test one. Let's edit this one. Let's say test one.
And you're just making a simple change for the sake of like a fast demo, but you could change
Yes.
anything, add or remove images, taxonomy terms, there are some limitations like you mentioned with respect to blocks right now, but just for the sake of expediency, I just want to point out that like you could literally change and edit anything and everything, add new content, remove content.
Yes, and also layout builder changes, for example. Directions, let's just name them by the workspace name.
So, what you're showing is, just quick, simple edits for the sake of a fast demo where you're, say making a change to a title or the content of the body for a piece of content. But Workspaces supports changes for all sorts of different things. You can change taxonomy terms, you can add and remove images. So I just want to make sure that people understand that just for the sake of the demo, we're moving quickly here and showing off very specific things, but there is really broad support for what you can change and preview in a workspace.
Yes, exactly. So most content entity types are supported, like you mentioned, nodes, taxonomy terms, media, and menu links as well. And layout builder is also supported. So for example, we can, these images, and this is coming from entity fields. So for example, if we want to update the preparation time, we can do that. And we can, I think layout builder, yeah, has cache of what's displayed here. And yeah, we can see our edit now. We can add new blocks in layout builder. So let's say that we want to just add some basic text block.
Is this layout builder or layout builder plus?
It's layout builder.
Okay.
I don't have the layout builder plus module enabled at the moment. So yeah, we can see the changes in our workspace. Again, if we switch to live, we have the old preparation time and we don't have the new block. So like you mentioned, everything is seamless. And I was doing some edits in this workspace, and then I wanted to, oh yeah, I wanted to show that.
I mean, the usability of this is so great. Like, it's so thoughtful. You just clicked on the workspaces, you see the drop downs, like recent ones. You listed them. If you have a handful of workspaces in your organization, it makes it really easy to find what you've been working on.
Yep, exactly. And it lists the one on which were activated more recently first. So, and I think the list is restricted to 10 or so. So this won't overflow, but if you want to find all of them, you always have this page. So let's say that we are now in test 2. We can make another quick edit. And I'll show you in a bit where I'm going with this. So in the test 2 workspace, we have a change and we have a different change in test 1. But for example, if you want, let's say that test 2 is a workspace with a lot of content changes. So you changed, I don't know, half of the whole site, and you want to make a quick edit faster, then this workspace can be published. So, for example, let's say it's not ready to go through all the workflows and it's not approved by all the stakeholders. You can move a piece of content, edited content, to another workspace, and it can be published separately than all the other changes that happened in that site. So this, for example, is where we see the edit coming from the other workspace. And again, publishing it makes all the changes show instantly on the site.
It's really great that you can shift edited content between different workspaces. One of the things I'm wondering in the back of my mind, you can have all of these workspaces, you can have people making all sorts of different edits and changes in different workspaces. Like, what happens if I publish, workspace 1 and someone else, publishes workspace 2, and we edit things, the same things in different workspaces? And I mean, the permutations here seem to get like really complex.
Yes.
How do you manage that currently?
At the moment, there is we don't have a conflict resolution solution. to be able to merge those changes, so to speak. But we do have various protections in place. So once you start editing a piece of content in a workspace, let's say we start editing this one in the test 3 workspace, then once you switch to another workspace, you're not able to edit this content anymore. So this doesn't allow content editors to make conflicting changes on a piece of content. This will be improved in the future by allowing everyone to make any change they want, and then one of the workspaces is published, and then when the other one gets to the state where it can be published, they will be able to resolve content conflicts in the UI.
Is that the chaos extension to the Workspaces module?
Something like that.
That's I mean, what you have works really well. I mean, you have the ability to, you have safety controls in place. You can lock people out of editing, but it's super easy to move a piece of content to whatever workspace you need it in if you want to continue editing on, or, you know, publishing it within that workspace instead of changes. So that, you know, the current capabilities enable you to do, you know, most, you know, the big use cases that are out there. And, you know, I'm sure there are organizations that do want to have, you know, different changes of different things at different times. And that capability is coming. So,
yes,
you know, it's just, you know, this is, I'm in awe. Like, I'm just like, every time I see this thing.
Yeah. There's also the ability to discard changes in a workspace. So aside from moving your changes to another workspace, you can also just say that, okay, this change was not great at all. We're just gonna get rid of it. And that frees up the content to be edited in a different workspace.
What was that translate option? So when you were looking at a workspace and all the edits associated with it,
Yes, that was
there was a drop down.
That was Drupal's translate operation.
Okay.
So let's say we are doing this change, and then in the workspace manage page, this is just Drupal core's way of translating content.
So within, when you're looking at all of the content changes within a space, you can look at the translations associated to them, and you can add, edit translations to the content that you're changing as well.
Yes, exactly. So this, for example, I updated the translation. Again, going to live, we don't see the change. And when we publish that workspace, all the changes will go live, including the translation change. Which one was it? I think this one. Yeah. Spanish.
You get another wow.
Yeah,
this is game changing for Drupal. You know, this really, you know, it wasn't hyperbole that I said at the beginning. Like, this really solves one of the biggest pain points and complaints that organizations have with Drupal, and you know, and their complaints are you know, are fair and understandable. And this is just amazing.
Yeah, I think so as well. It will be very helpful for sites that need to publish sets of changes and through various workflows as well. Yeah, so there is another module, Entity Workflow, which enables workflows for both content and separate workflows for workspaces. But maybe we'll talk about that another time.
Just in brief, at a high level, you know, I think workflows are really interesting. You don't have to show anything, but just, you know, what is a workflow, and, you know, how would an organization use it? Just a simple example.
Right. So most large sites need to have content changes go through a specific workflow and through specific states before being approved and then finally published. So yeah, that entity workflow module, which is similar to content moderation, which is in core, enables you to do that. So it adds workflow states to both content and to the workspace. So they can move through workflow states separately. And let's say that we have, yeah.
So content in a workspace, like this article that we're editing, could have a workflow associated with it. Legal has to approve it, an editor has to approve it, whatever that workflow is, before it can then be published with the workspace. And the workspace itself could have a workflow that has to go through different checks and approvals before it can be approved.
Yes, exactly. So, and we're talking about configurable states. So any kind of workflow is supported with any number of states. Translation, approvals, anything else.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll have to do a separate talk to go through all the workflow things. This is mostly about workspaces and trash for now.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's so much to cover. I mean, but even, what I just noticed, and this makes total sense, but, you were just looking at the workspaces, for specific, the list of workspaces and what's within a workspace, and the site's in Spanish, or it was just a second ago. So even,
yeah.
And Drupal supports translations, not just for its content, for its admin menu pages, and that trickles down to this as well. And so we're looking at workspaces here in Spanish, and that's pretty wild. You can just click between the different languages that Drupal supports and see your workspaces menus and options and everything in whatever language you need it to be.
Yeah, exactly. So all content editors can use the interface they're most comfortable in to do all their changes. There is absolutely no restriction in that regard. So would you like to see anything else? I think I covered pretty much everything.
I'm speechless. Like, and that's not, I'm a talker. This is honestly one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time for Drupal. I really hope that more people, you talked about how this is something that a lot of people have worked on to create. I hope that this, talk inspires more people to get involved and help, continue to accelerate the innovation that this is driving. I mean, this really plugs a gap in Drupal and helps solidify it as, the top enterprise content management system in the market. I mean, this is beyond anything I've seen, for a content management system. And there are still a lot of things that you guys have planned and in the works. So yeah, I really encourage people to, keep an eye on this. If you're interested in contributing, hop into the issue queues and get engaged and involved and help us further this along. Andrei, thank you so much. I know you're crazy busy. Really appreciate you making the time to walk us through this. I mean, this is truly amazing.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. And as you said, with more users, I hope more people will come and with feature requests and just help improve all of this more in Drupal core and in Contrib for any wild ideas.
More users is, bring a lot of feedback, and I can't, when this in Drupal core, wow. My final wow for the day. To everybody who tuned in, thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, half as much as I did. This was really great. All the links that we mentioned will be in the show notes. If you like this talk, please remember to share it out, upvote, subscribe. You can check out past Tag1 Team Talks at tag1.com/TTT. That's 3 T's for Tag1 Team Talks. As always, we'd love your feedback and any topic suggestions. If there's stuff you think we should cover, more information you want to hear about workspaces, please let us know. You can write to us at ttt@tag1.com. Again, Andrei, huge thank you for joining us, and everyone who tuned in. Take care.
My pleasure. Thank you.